Hey guys, Romie here. So this is the recap for If Loving You Is Wrong, Season 4, Episode 8. For Pete. And I wish I just pretty much said for Pete's sake. But okay, I guess we can go with the title for Pete. The episode starts off with Julius actually going and trying to kill his father. Trying being the operative word because Julius isn't able to do that. Oh yeah, please like, comment, subscribe. And like, comment, subscribe. You just started listening. Please like and subscribe. Comment a little bit later. Yeah, I'm just trying to figure out why is Julius really thought that was going to work, trying to suffocate his father in the hospital. Anyway, so of course security takes him out of there, and they go and try to resuscitate him. Well, he was actually alive. So aside from that, you have Lucian, who of course at the hospital because he wants to see Pete. He wants to see Pete, but Lucian's friend, not Lucian's friend, Pete's friend, Andrew. Yeah, Andrew's just like, yeah, so what are you doing here? It's like, what are you doing here? It's like, I work here. What are you doing here? It's like, well, I want to see Pete. Is that a problem? It's like, no, there's no problem. There's no problem at all. I don't know if I can really trust you. There's something a little shifty about you. But hey, anyone's better than Eddie. So yeah, go ahead. Now Lucian has to go through Ben. Ben is just like, oh, yeah, so, what's going on, Lucian? Oh, yeah, you want to see Pete? Yeah, of course. No, that's not an issue. Yeah, you just, no, there's a camera in there, and Lucian's just like, duh, and what does that have to do with me? I'm not crooked like the rest of you. That's not a problem. So Lucian goes in there, and I'm thinking to myself, what Lucian is saying, if the wrong person saw that video, he could possibly blow his cover. I'm not sure if he really thought about that because of the fact that it's Pete and he wanted to make sure that he could protect Pete. But anyway, because Lucian was just like, you know what, Pete, I should have listened to you. I just wish that I knew what was on that tape. More so what you wanted for me to find out, what you wanted me to say, what you wanted me to do, because right now, you can't say anything. You can't do anything. So there is that. Eddie pops up and this is how dumb Ben is. Ben is so dumb and slow. Ben is just like, oh yeah, Eddie, Lucian's in there with Pete. And then he looks over his shoulder. I'm like, Ben, you really think that Eddie couldn't just do that without you saying anything? I mean, it's all see-through. It's all glass. Eddie can clearly see. So Ben was just like, oh, so what do you want me to do? What do you want me to do? Eddie was like, look, I'm so sick and tired of you constantly being the type of person who has to ask, why don't you be assertive? Why don't you go and figure something out yourself? Why don't you go, psh? He literally was like, oh, yeah, but of course a lot harder. And let it be. It was just like, look, stay and keep watch. He can't stay there all the time. You hear me? Lucian can't stay all the time. And along with Lucian not being able to stay there all the time, you have to remember as well, I show off one hand. I can do the same to the other. Always remember that. I'm like, look, this is a hospital. There's people everywhere. You tell me no one's hearing their conversations? Speaking of conversations, Natalie calls Lucian because she's at the house. And Natalie's just trying to figure out what's really going on with Lucian. Because Natalie still has that sneaking suspicion that there's something crooked going on with Lucian. She doesn't know what it is, so that's why she's still trying to probe. It's like, so what's on there? What's on there? He doesn't know. He doesn't know. Where is it? Where is it? Go ask the kids. Go ask the kids. No, I can't. It's like, why not? Because if I ask the kids, if I wake them up, they're also sleeping in the same room, in the same area as the other kids. Everyone will wake up and wonder what's going on. So I can't do that. Can't wait till morning. No, I can't wait till morning. This is really important. This is really important. What are you trying to do to me? No, this can wait till morning. This can wait till morning. And then Lucian just gets frustrated. It's like, Natalie, she was like, oh, I know you should not just raise your voice at me. I know that did not just happen. So he's like, no, fine. Yeah, it can wait. Just forget about it. Just forget about it completely. She's like, are you sure? She's like, yes. And it's just like, okay, I'll talk to you later. I'll call you in the morning. I'm like, Natalie, come on now. You are crafty. You could have figured out a way to get your kids away from the other kids and to ask them to interrogate them. But I had a feeling that the results were going to be what she pretty much thought they were going to be. Now, we have Marcy and Brad. Marcy goes and wakes Brad up because Marcy's going to show someone the house today. And I'm like, oh, so Marcy's back to work. Of course she is, because she has to pay for that apartment along with Brad, especially if Brad isn't going to be there for that long. And so Marcy goes and she touches Brad. And I'm trying to think, okay, one of two things. Either, I guess, shout out to Brad for him having what the ladies want, if you will, because she went, I'm not sure where exactly she touched him. I'm not sure if she intentionally touched him right there or if it was just she thought it was the leg and it wasn't his leg. But long story not short, she was just like, oh, so I see you're a little excited there. Oh yeah, no, he's a guy. It's a guy thing. Sometimes it's for no reason. Exactly. It's called an NRB, no reason boner. It happens at random, and it's very unfortunate depending on the situation. So I understood where Brad was coming from at that point, but she was like, no, it's something else. You need to go home. You need to see your wife because you and your wife, you actually have something. Now, she didn't say this other part, but her and Brad have nothing left. Nothing. Her and Randall have nothing left. So that's why she was just like, you need to go home. You need to see your wife. You still love your wife. Along with that. And he was just like, no, I'm not going. I'm not going. She was just like, I'm leaving. And I'm not trying to kick you out, but you better, if you're here when I get back, it better be because you worked things out or you at least spoke with her. That's how this is going to work out. And so he was like, oh, whatever. Because she was like, you know what? You're drinking yourself to sleep. You're crying in your sleep. You're calling out your wife's name while you're asleep. So just go and see her. Just go and see her. All right. So now it's time to get all the kids to school. And of course, it's really cute, except for little Pete. Pete is Brad and Alex's son. And Pete's over it because, of course, he wants to see his dad. And because of what Alex did, Pete isn't feeling her right now. So Kelly, being the good old mother hen she is, she goes and she shepherds the kids all to school. I'm thinking to myself, don't all those kids live in different areas? Like, how close do these ladies actually live to each other where they all are in the same school district? Because that was a school bus. That was a school bus. So they're all going to the same location. I'm like, I could have sworn. How does that make sense? You have those two kids who clearly look like they go to a private school or something of that nature. Alex's kids and also Justice. And then, I'm not trying to say anything about Natalie's kids, but to me, they would definitely be going to public school, unless they're like right next to each other. I'm not sure how that works. Anyway, Esperanza gives Natalie a ride back home. And Kelly, poor little Kelly. Kelly is on her way or trying to get to work. And guess who comes and does a pop-up? Well, it's the one, the only Randall's mother. Randall's mother's just like, you know, Kelly, I need you. I need your help. I want to see my grandchild. I want to talk to Alex. I want to do all those things. And I'm not here as Randall's lapdog. I'm his mother. And I know that he's being very difficult. And Kelly was like, no, he's crazy. He's a lunatic. He's difficult. He's always, she was like, I know he can be that. She was like, no, he is. It's like, be that as it may, at the end of the day, you need to go and speak to Alex so I can see that baby. I need to see the baby. You hear me? Oh, poor Randall's mom. Poor Randall's mom. So Kelly goes back in. She agrees. She's just like, oh, are you kidding me? These people won't. Oh. So she goes and she talks with Alex. And originally Alex just has his hard stance of, that's not going to happen. It's not going to happen on my watch. It's not going to happen, period. It will not. It will not. And of course, as Kelly leaves, she's just like, you know, I'm not trying to force you to do anything you don't want to do. Alex is just like, okay, invite her in. I'm like, Kelly, what does Kelly have, with the exception of when it comes to men, that she has this hold or something over? I feel like Kelly is like the hot, age appropriate, I don't want to call her a maid, but not housekeeper, But you know what I'm trying to say to Alex, because it just seems like that's more so where their friendship is than anything. And that would give her the advice that she really doesn't want to hear, but she goes and follows it anyway. So Randall's mom comes in and she just goes and tells Alex, look, here's the deal. How are you doing? And when she asked that, Kelly had this look of, girl, what are you doing? What's going on? And then she also has the question of, oh, so is it Randall's? It's like, really? Really? Alex, of course, turned the carrier around so that Randall's mom couldn't see the baby. And she was like, I want to see the baby, but here's the important thing, Alex. Randall was always the type of kid that when he didn't get what he wanted, he threw a tantrum, and it lasted for months. I'm like, you really couldn't beat that butt? You really couldn't beat his butt? I was like, no, that wouldn't work, because he's the type of kid that would rebel. He would fight back. So I would have to go and sweet talk him and, calm him down, and then eventually get him to a nice, like I said, calming place, or just even keel place. That way I could go and say what I need to say and do what I needed to do to have a greater impact on him, and so that was effective. That's what I had to do when he was in college and he had this girl who he really liked, and it didn't work out. And so she was just like, you know what, you may have to give him a little bit of what he wants in order to get what you want. And Alex isn't feeling it, but she was just like, can I see the grandchild? No. Can I see the grandchild? No. Eventually, she turns it around. It's like, here, okay. And at first, I thought she was like, can I hold him? Like, no. It was like, oh, he's so beautiful, so beautiful. Side note, why is it every time we see that kid, I don't know why, maybe it's just me, it's because technically he is literally growing up before our eyes, even if this is just like a matter of days. He looks so different every time I see him, in my opinion. I'm like, how does this baby keep changing looks? Like right now, this baby doesn't even look like he's necessarily black. Of course, he's very little, but he looks like, okay, maybe light skin, maybe a little bit Asian. I don't know. I don't know. There's something extra about this baby. I'm like, this baby does not look like no Randall or Alex's. Kelly goes and, because Alex was just like, oh, Kelly's going to work because Kelly has to pay the bills. And Alex is like, what's your opinion? What's your opinion? Because I know you have one. Oh, Lord Jesus, Kelly, you want me to go and talk to Randall too, don't you? Don't you? It's like, yeah, I feel like it would be the most effective way to stop the whole custody battle and all of that. It's just like, oh, Lord Jesus, give me the strength. Kelly goes, and did Kelly actually leave her house, or did she just lie and act like she left her house, went to work, and came back on her lunch break? I'm like, you have an hour? How close is your job? This doesn't make any sense. What type of logic is this? What's going on? You can't fool me, Kelly. You can't fool me. So she's ready to go and help out Ramsey and go through the paperwork because, of course, Natalie wants to go and buy the house. But this Solange, 2004 Solange Beyonce looking woman is there, and Kelly's over. Poor Kelly. She has no idea. She doesn't have the context as far as why is this woman here? Why is she dressed as if they were about to go on a run or do something else? And she's here being down for this, or in her mind being down for this guy, and she's just over it. She just storms out. Ramsey is halfway confused. He feels like he knows that there's something more to the story, but it's like they're not in a relationship, so why is she pressed about it? She is crying her little heart out, crying her little eyes out at work, but then Alex calls. So Alex picked up on the fact that something was wrong with her, but as normal, because Alex has her own thing going on, she doesn't really pry into it. But she had a good reason this time, because she invited Randall, and Kelly was just like, wait, what? We just had this talk 2 hours ago. You already invited the man to your house? Alex. So, of course, because the fact that Randall's cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs, what's her name? Alex just wanted to make sure that she called and let someone know that she invited Randall, just in case if anything happened, she had a witness. I'm like, damn, is that bad? But then again, Randall's crazy. He's just that crazy, so it is just that bad. Afterwards, Randall comes and knocks, and she's like, all right, come in. And Kelly's, and what's her name? Alex is trying to keep it cool, calm, and collected. Randall's just saying, oh, you look nice, you look good. She's She's not hearing it. She's just like stone-faced. Nope. I'm not doing this with you. I'm not doing this with you. This isn't happening. This isn't going on. You're not taking my child. I do not like you. I will never like you. Here's the thing. We can work something out. Of course you can be in his life. Maybe later on in his life. Of course, Randall goes to hold his child. And I'm just thinking to myself, this is a setup. This is a setup. Why? If Randall goes and tries to run out of that door with that baby, but he gave it back to Alex and was just like, you know, you look really messy right now as far as your life, because I called your parents. No, not I called your parents, but with your parents being there, it was perfect because now I can really say that you have an unfit home and take my son. I want custody of my son. I'll be right next door. It won't be an issue. He'll be mine. I'm just like, this just sounds weird. This sounds really weird. Really weird. I know Randall's always wanted a son, always wanted a child, but especially a son. And Lord Jesus, divine intervention. Can someone just kill Randall? Look, I'm just putting it out there. First, we need to get rid of Eddie. After we get rid of Eddie, because I've already kind of... Eddie's part in season 4 so far has been very minuscule. I keep forgetting that he's actually part of the cast right now, which is great. Because Eddie got on my nerves last season. And the season before that. And the season before that. So. But Randall needs to go next. He needs to go next. Divine intervention needs to come in. What's his name? Julian needs to accidentally kill Randall. I would be fine with that. Oh yeah, and leave a comment below. Do you guys think that Julian and Claudia are actually related? Because I feel like that's the only thing that makes sense. Because who's the sister that's going to get all of his money? That's going to get all of his father's money. So, yeah, that's pretty much it. I'm trying to think, is there anything else significant that I want to discuss for this episode? No. See, the thing is, I'm a little bit tired and irritated of people praising Alex. You know, in the show, that they're just trying to, of course they're trying to support her, but I'm like, Alex isn't a baby. She had a baby, but she's not a baby. Come on now. Can we stop doing that? Can we stop doing that? Because that's... So, here's my predictions. I'm thinking maybe Claudia and Julian are related. Of course, that means Juan's related as well, but he really doesn't know who his sister is. What else? Lucius is definitely undercover. Claudia is undercover for a different reason. More so probably because she's trying to hide out. Lucius is trying to expose the entire police department there. Let's see what else. Eddie's going to get hurt again. I'm going to appreciate that. Pete's going to wake up. I'm still trying to figure out where in the world did this... I hope one of the kids doesn't have it and they were just lying about it. I'm surprised Natalie didn't go and check their stuff. Natalie really should have just went and checked their stuff. But who could have taken it? Either someone broke in and took it, or it was moved and... Look, it could have been Joey. It really could have been, unintentionally. I don't know. Please like, comment, subscribe. Come back next.